This story is extremely sensitive, but it's important to talk about, especially the way the anti-choice crowd, the Christo-fascist crowd, the Christian conservative crowd are pushing and pushing and pushing for abortion bans. Going forward, because of community guidelines and how sensitive topics are talked about, I will be using a non-viable pregnancy that has ended with the letters MC. MC, that's what I'm calling it. So, this story. This woman is named Brittany Watts. She had a non-viable pregnancy, and she's in Ohio. And at 22 weeks, before 22 weeks, she had visited the hospital. She found out that her pregnancy was not viable. Instead of being in the hospital and having these doctors take the non-viable fetus out of her, they sent her home. The fetus passed through her. What is not being tried is the fact that the fetus wasn't viable. What she is on trial for? What she is on trial for is abuse of corpse. That is what she is on trial for. She had a non-viable pregnancy, and Ohio prosecutors are putting her on trial for this. Imagine, ladies, if you are voting for this, if you are anti-choice, anti-choice measures will lead to this. It'll lead to this because women are not able to take care of their medical needs in a hospital. This woman was 22 weeks. All pregnancies are not going to, even wanted pregnancies, even pregnancies within the frame of a marriage, are not going to end up with a viable baby on the back end. So there needs to be things in place that protects women from things like this. What ends up happening is if you have to go home and allow everything to pass naturally, this could happen. And the way these Christo-fascists are coming for women, this could literally be our future. As a woman who has had 2 MCs myself, and both of those MCs were passed at home in the first trimester, I completely understand the anguish on this woman's face. I had 2 MCs for wanted pregnancies. So I completely understand how it's already hard on your psyche, on your brain. And then to have the overzealous, Christo-fascist, anti-choice people prosecute you. Like what were her options? Because if in Ohio there was a abortion ban in place, if her options were not to be inside of a medical facility and having this non-viable pregnancy end, what were her options? And so instead of allowing this woman to grieve and allow her body to heal and her mind to heal, they are taking her through this. Like this is one of the prosecutors. He says the issue isn't how the child died. And then you have this judge who doesn't even know what to call the matter that has come out. He's like, is it a fetus? Is it a corpse? Is it birthing tissue? Whatever. And so he says that for that reason, we're going to let this go to trial. So, and what you notice about this person and this person, it's men, it's men in a position of power that's able to judge and potentially level consequences for something that happens on a day-to-day basis. What is this going to mean for other women? And yet, what is it going to mean for the other anti-choice women who simply believe that abortion is a birth control, or abortion is just for loose and lascivious women, or abortion is just because these people just couldn't get it together? What's going to happen when they come for you for these non-viable fetuses coming through? That's what the women in Texas are learning right now, as more and more of these women join the lawsuits. And some of the formerly anti-choice women are like, oh my God, I didn't know that this could happen. Well, it is happening. And the way that they will be coming for women. We are going into the Handmaid's Tale live action edition. This is a case to watch. And I'm glad that someone actually tagged me in a video on it. It's a case to watch because even the scientists in the case that brought facts to the case said that this was a non-viable fetus that was not alive as it passed through the birth canal. So what are we even doing outside of harming this woman and making other women scared to have more babies? You guys, yeah, I am. I don't know what to say about this one. You know what? I'm not done. Ladies, we really need to look to South Korea and see what they are doing. If they are going to continue to do this to women and continue to take away choices and harm women like this, we really need to be looking into the 4B movement. Just opt out. Go check. I'm saying this as a mother because we need to do something drastic so that women and our daughters of right now have choices going forward, because the way these people are coming for our reproductive rights, it is only going to get worse unless we do something drastic right now. We really need to opt out. Opt out.
Woman had a miscarriage and now she's charged with abuse of a corpse. The case is headed to a Trumbull County grand jury. First News Trumbull County reporter Nadine Grimley was inside Warren Municipal Court today for the preliminary hearing. And we want to warn you that you might find some of these details disturbing.
Brittany Watts overcome with emotion after learning her case is moving forward. Watts is charged with felony abuse of a corpse, accused of trying to plunge a toilet after having a miscarriage delivery at 22 weeks while using the restroom.
She said she felt the baby come out and there was a big splash.
Investigators say they found a baby stuck in a toilet at Watts' home on September 22nd. Forensic pathologist Dr. George Sturbins testified an autopsy found no injury to the fetus and that the unborn baby had died before passing through the birth canal. He says Watts' medical records showed she visited the hospital twice before the delivery.
This fetus was going to be non-viable. Okay. And it was going to be non-viable because she had premature rupture of membranes. Her water had broken early, and the fetus was too young to be delivered.
Both the assistant prosecutor and Watts' attorney argued why this case should or should not move forward.
The issue isn't how the child died, when the child died. It's the fact that the baby was put into a toilet large enough to clog up the toilet, left in that toilet, and she went on her day.
This 33-year-old girl with no criminal record is demonized for something that goes on every day.
Judge Terry Ivanchek found probable cause to bind the case over.
There are better scholars than I am to determine the exact legal status of this fetus, corpse, body, birthing tissue, whatever it is. Matter of fact, I'm assuming that's what most of these issue one's all about, at what point something becomes viable.
In Warren, Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.